What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the $0 to $10,000 fix and flip challenge. My name is Parker. We started with absolutely nothing. I got Craigslist free lawnmowers, got them running, got the next thing running, got another thing running, and kept snowballing the profits into each subsequent project. Eventually, we started getting up into the realm of cars. I picked up an '09 Nissan Sentra. We got that all fixed up. We scored and got this truck for free on the other side of the island, but I've since been dumping money into it with different fixes that you saw in episode 2. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of them are rough. Rust is never gonna get fixed by phosphoric acid and bed liner, that's pretty obvious, but it's cohesive. We were going for better. Obviously, anybody who is interested in buying it is going to get a thorough walkthrough and pointed out, so don't you worry. In episode 3, I picked up a 2002 Subaru WRX, put a transmission in it, and when I got it running, unfortunately, I learned that there was a massive oil line that needs replaced, so I'm waiting on parts for those. I live in Hawaii, things take a little while, so we're back to this one because the parts have finally showed up for the brake booster. If you remember in episode 2, I pointed out that there's a massive vacuum leak that's coming between the brake booster and the motor. I pinched it off so that it would run right, but it needs a brake booster. That has arrived and we get to put that in today. Thanks so much for subscribing. Stick around, find out how it all goes. I'm sure there'll be hiccups along the way. Every part that goes on is one step closer to that goal. Let's do it. So for those of you that don't know, this is the brake booster. It supplies extra vacuum boost to the master cylinder. It makes it easier for the pedal to push the brakes hydraulically. There is this huge vacuum line that's running from the top of the engine and goes into the brake booster, and it's pulling vacuum. Now, I've got this pinched off because there's a leak in here. So it's almost like if this was not pinched off, it'd be a massive vacuum leak. So I've got it pinched off so that it's not losing vacuum to the motor, which was making it run poorly. So we've got to swap this. I've never even done this before, so y'all get to learn with me as we go here. It looks like I can probably aim to keep all of this brake fluid still in the car, still sealed up. Must be those 4 right there. Little pin connecting it to the lever right there. God, it's always so awkward when you're in those footwells. Oh my God. Right, let's see if this is loose. Oh yeah. That's away from there, but this looks a little tight. Oh. Oh, there we go. Hey. All right, we got her. Well, let's put the new one in. Don't you want to go doing all your boosting? Okay, we got the brake booster in. It works as it should now and no longer killing the motor with a huge vacuum leak, so that's good. Now, you can hear that squeal up in the front end, so I'm assuming it's this power steering idle pulley. This bearing doesn't actually feel all that bad. I wonder if that whole situation just wasn't tight enough. I can't tell whether this thing was just mounted incorrectly or the bearing is bad. I'm gonna try to put it back together and tighten it and see if it solves it. Now I wanna jump to this power steering pump leak. That fitting is leaking and it's been doing it for a long time. You can tell because it's been getting all down there. I'm gonna try and fix that next. All right, we went ahead and fixed the power steering reservoir leak. I think it was pretty much just the connection at the hose, because it had a very tight grip, but you could tell that it had been through a lot of heat cycles and it was pinched way in, so the amount of grip that it had was lessening over time. So what I did was just nudge it to a new spot on the hose, re-clamp it down, cleaned everything up with some brake clean, and we're gonna just keep an eye on this for the next few times that it runs to see if that fixed it. I'm gonna top it off, and that should be job done on that. So far we've got the brake booster, we've got the idle pulley fixed, and we've got the power steering leak fixed. Next up is just swap this tire. If you didn't see episode 2 of the 10K challenge, and when I got it, it had a cracked wheel. I JB welded it, but honestly, that was just to be able to keep air in it while I moved it around my property. And the reality is this needs a new wheel. So it does have a spare in the back. Let's just throw that on, call it good and safe. And that's probably getting close to being done for this truck. The front right spare was ready to explode, and it's coming apart right now. Holy carnage. I think I should deflate this thing before it explodes. So after the spare tire blew up on the test drive, I was lucky enough to be close to home, and I limped it back to the shop. Swapped back the original tire onto it and checked the codes that popped up on the test drive. Those codes showed the need for this Frontier to have a new knock sensor installed. To get at the knock sensor, you have to take the whole top intake manifold, another lower intake manifold off to get at a very small sensor on the block. So because that's a big job, I want to hit pause on that and switch back to the WRX. Let's put the interior in this thing, make the inside look a little bit better, start to get the stuff out from under my house and into the car. I also still have the 2 front CV axles, and I'd like to get those installed so that everything except the parts that are coming in the mail is installed. top, and then underneath this coolant line on the side, right there is the bottom. All right, we're gonna try this again. Last time we found a cracked oil line. Oh, it's oil. We got everything buttoned back up as best I can. I still have the old starter in because I think it might work for us, just at least for one crank. Let's just see if the oil problem is fixed. Looks good. Yeah, it's dry, tight. Oil change. Okay, well, we got some fresh oil in it and a filter now, so I feel like I can actually run it. I didn't want to run it on low oil, but I did want to check for a leak before I put fresh oil in there. So I think we're good now. I just want to run it for a minute, make sure that everything is okay, and then we can finally put this thing back on the ground. What? So I just have to do one more thing before I can put it all the way on the ground. I have to get the back end up so that I can put the last 3 bolts into the rear of the drive shaft. So I'm gonna get the back end up and then put those 3 bolts in and ready to come down. Yes! Let's go! I pulled over because the thermostat said hot, but the motor's not really hot. I think it just has a air pocket. The radiator's not even warm. Well, a little bit, but that's all just oil burning off. Another successful run to O'Reilly's. Oh. This episode we finished with this many dollars plus these 3 vehicles that you see behind me. So once we get these last 2 finished up and running and online, then we'll be that much closer to the $10,000 fix and flip challenge goal. Thanks so much for watching, subscribing, commenting. We'll see you guys next week.